Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 52. Before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. So, did you guys realize this? Did you see that ring? So it turns out we're hearing that Sean is actually married to Sarah, that they got married in August the 26th, I think, but don't hold me to it. And that Sarah is actually pregnant. And allegedly it will be revealed at the end of this season that they are having a baby and they are married. Oh my gosh. I just can't even imagine Sean, baby number 7, and that they are still living here in Ohio. This is gonna be interesting. Sarah, really? Oh my gosh. Anyway, moving on. So you guys, you have to get in the comments. So what are you thinking about Sarah being married to Sean and having a baby? So that would be a total of 8 children altogether. Anyway, you guys, moving on. So we move on to Stan and Lisa. So this episode starts off with Stan. He is at a nice park. He's thinking about his wife. He's watching a video of his late wife and thinking about the romance that they had, the love story that they had, their relationship. And he says that he wanted the same kind of love and the same type of romance, you know, with Lisa. And I said, buddy, she is a recovering addict jailbird that you met on Seeking Arrangement. And you thought that you were about to have the same kind of relationship that you had with your wife? I don't think so. I don't think so, Stan. Then he goes on and on and on about how much he loves Lisa. And he wants to give it another try. He wants to give it his all, you know, because he loves her so much. Lisa's back at the house looking for Stan. When she realizes he's not there, it's the prime opportunity for her to decide that she's going to snoop around. Next thing you know, she gets onto the Facebook and she creates an entire profile of somebody with good hair and boobs and a butt. And she starts sending instant messages to Stan. Now here Stan is 60-something years old with a bad toupee in his car, driving and trying to read and respond to Facebook messages. I said, first of all, Stan, this is dangerous. Your reflexes aren't the way they used to be, number one. Number two, you should not be texting and driving or reading and driving unless it's an audio book, okay? And be careful with those because sometimes you can get really involved in those audiobooks. Anyway, moving on. What you are doing is dangerous and illegal, and somebody's child is out on the street. Watch it, buddy. I'm just saying. Stan sees the woman with the good hair, the big boobs, and the butts, and he is excited. Oh my God.
What the is that? He is on here now.
I can't remember how to. Oh, baby.
This mother, I'm pissed. This is amazing. I mean, that it wasn't seconds. I'm looking for a gal and hope it turns out more. Baby, so what are you into? Are you kinky, dominant, submissive? We can have dinner, wine, weed sometime around 4 work for you?
Listen, Stan, this is not going to turn out good for you. That woman is a nut, okay? She is setting you up. She's got her girlfriend on her way over. You are over here trying to talk to this hot woman that you think that wants to be bothered. Why would you go deep like that with somebody that just happened to pop up in your instant messages? Do you know how many instant messages and how many DMs that I receive for people to just pop up? I don't know you, man or woman. I don't know you. We are not about to have a conversation. We are not about to say, let's meet up at 4 o'clock. I don't know you. Stan, this is not a good look. Well, it never has been for him and Lisa. Anyway, I do look forward to seeing this story. Stan and Lisa have kept me interested. So we'll see what happens next week. Moving on. Amber and Puppy. Okay, so I cannot. Amber and Puppy still doing too much. We see Amber at the house and she's getting call after call after call from Sammy. Sammy is begging her to take him back. She picks up the phone and tells him that his stuff is getting packed up. She doesn't want to be bothered with him. She cannot deal with him anymore. Girl, you should have never talked to Sammy in the first place. You had been out of jail for quite some time. You have a decent job. You have a nice place to live. You are living the straight and clean life. And Sammy looks high as hell the last time we seen him. And that's just my opinion. I don't know if Sammy was on the drugs, but Sammy at the face looked as if he has been using. I'm just saying. His behavior seemed that he was using as well. She says that the last time she saw him was a couple days ago. It was a day after he left her at that bar. And she said that he really flipped out and showed out at her house. And that she says that when he starts ranting and raving and acting irrational like that, it really triggers her because she is aware of his behavior and the things that he can do. So she knows that it's time to get rid of Sam.
I'm like embarrassed. Everybody was like, you shouldn't revisit the past. People don't really change. Everybody told me that. My family, you.
Now listen, I said it. I told her that through the TV. I said, girl, you don't need to be with Sammy. Something is wrong with him. And it's just a little weird to me, too, that Puppy is over here trying to give advice. Girl, you need to be over there at Eric's house packing up your stuff so you can move back home to your mama's house, so you can clean your mama's house and get your mom some healthy food and make sure that she is getting plenty of fresh air and to her doctor's appointments. You need to be somewhere helping your mama, okay? Do that. Giving advice about Sammy when you with Eric. Listen, Puppy was so happy. She was running around that house collecting Sammy's stuff. I said, how do you know all this stuff belonged to him? Anyway, she was just packing up everything. She's ready for Sammy to go. Amber gets all mushy and sentimental over these little cards that Sammy had gotten her. And no ma'am, Puppy said rip. She ripped those cards up, threw them in a garbage bag. Puppy mentions that she thinks that Sammy's on the drugs too because of the way he was acting at the restaurant, but also the way he was huffing back the hookah. And it was a little disturbing when they showed the flashback. I said, oh my God, I have never seen such. But anyway, didn't we all think that he was doing something? Anyway, Puppy throws everything in this truck and they...
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. How you been? Good?
I've been all right.
Sammy, all the this is you out of my life. I'm done with it. Bye. Like all you're doing.
Okay.
You ready? We're up.
Now, to me, this was totally set up and staged. And that's just my opinion. You just happen to have lighter fluid in your car. This guy is already ready and prepared for you to be able to use their dumpsters to burn up Sammy's stuff. Neither one of you have a lighter, but she has just what she needs to set off a Molotov cocktail. Yeah, this seems real staged to me. I don't think that I would want to make a video doing that. I don't know if that breaks any of your probationary rules. I don't know. And also, if Sammy is this crazy, jealous, ridiculous person, and Eric as well, why would you and Puppy both want to be on video burning up this man's stuff? And Puppy looking at you with those longing puppy eyes. Eric is not going to appreciate it. I'm just saying, this is going to come back. I can't wait to see what happens here. LACEY and Shane, listen, as of the current day, today, LACEY and Shane are not together. They say that they are going through a divorce. They don't want to be bothered. And Shane is on his way to take a lie detector test. And I said, well, the lie detector man should strap both of them up. Because LACEY, you are cheating too. If you ask me, it's cheating. If you want to be on the phone talking to John, crying to John, begging to see John, I don't want to be with Shane anymore. All of that to me is cheating. Okay? Strap her up, people. But anyway, Shane is the only one that went through the lie detector. Watching Shane take this lie detector, it seemed to me that he was absolutely trying his best to trick this lie detector. He looked as if he was absolutely lying. Every time the man asked him a question, he would say, no. You know what I mean? He was doing it real slow. He was trying to keep his nerves together. Dude, just come clean with whatever it is.
Has communicated with a man or men via text, phone, social media, or in person for sexual purposes.
For sexual purposes.
For sexual purposes.
Are you saying I'm lying or something?
Yeah, I'm saying you're lying.
He's feeding.
I failed a test because of OnlyFans, and now I look like on national TV because I talked other
man for money.
Listen, I don't care what he says. It's online, offline, whatever. Just because you have OnlyFans does not mean that you have to flirt with everybody who's on your OnlyFans. You don't have to do that. Personally, I think that if you are a married couple and your OnlyFans is going to come between your marriage, you shouldn't have an OnlyFans. If both people in this marriage is not okay with this OnlyFans and they're not okay with the communication that comes with the OnlyFans, then there should not be an OnlyFans. Her acting out, oh my God, he's this, he's that. Listen, the way she tried to deflect from him asking her for a lie detector test, it says it all. I think that the best thing for them to do is to get a divorce because they are not good for each other. They're all toxic. They need to just focus on these children. LACEY has beautiful kids. They are sweet. They are so cute. Focus on those children. LACEY and Shane, focus on the children. Move on with your lives, but make sure those children are loved, supported, and make sure that they have everything they need. Move on. And love after lockup people, I say it again, please don't bring LACEY and Shane back. Please let this be their last season. And did anybody notice that they have a new show coming out called Love While Locked Up? I don't know. Are we watching that? Let me know in the comments. John and Christiana. Now everybody knows I love Christiana. John, not so much.
Look, I want to talk to you about this wedding thing. Your sister is doing amazing, and you're a trigger for her, especially when you're using. I can't have you run around this wedding up. I swear to God, if you show up at this wedding, I'm done.
Now listen, I appreciate that John wants to protect his wife. I really do. But I think that John was absolutely out of line calling Tara like that. He was absolutely out of line in my opinion. Should Tara be around Christiana if she is still getting high, if she is currently high? No, I agree with him there. But that is something that he should have talked to his wife about. You and her should have sat down, had a conversation, and decided on what was the perfect way to handle Tara. Your wife asking her to be the maid of honor in your wedding and you going behind her back and telling Tara not to show up was not okay, and that will come back to bite you on the butt. Spoiler alert. Tara does come to the wedding, and so does Christiana's son. So Tammy, Christiana, and Tara's mom and Christiana show back home. They have the wedding dress that John wants to see. Of course, Christiana has to explain it to him. Through tradition, you cannot see this wedding dress until the wedding day. She lets him know that Tara never showed up for the dress fitting, and they all speak about Tara a little bit, and even her mom says it. If Tara is still doing the drugs, she should absolutely not be at the wedding. Christiana is clean and sober right now, and she needs to stay that way for the rest of her life. We do not want Christiana falling off the wagon. And so I have to agree with the whole family. However, I still think that John should have said something to Christiana right then to let her know that he had reached out to Tara and told her not to come to the wedding, so that Christiana doesn't find out through Tara or someone else. When you are in a marriage like that, the last thing you want is for your partner to find out that you have done something, said something, or was somewhere that you shouldn't have been from somebody else. Tell them yourself. John then goes over to his friend Carrie's house to have a smoke ceremony, which is a blessing and a prayer for their upcoming marriage. John says that he's over there praying for Tara, hoping that she either is sober and shows up for the wedding, or that she is not sober and does not show up to this wedding. And Carrie asked a very valid question. He says, do you hope that she doesn't show up to the wedding because of Christiana or because of your situation? And he says that it's because of Christiana, because him and Christiana have gotten past his almost indiscretion. That's what he called it. I said, boy, as far as I'm concerned, that was an indiscretion. Anyway, Carrie tells him that he needs to tell her the truth about asking Tara not to come to that wedding. He does not want her to find out later, and this cause more problems in their marriage. And I have to agree. I guess we'll see what happens. Marcelino and Brittany. So Marcelino and Brittany come home from the mess that went down at Robert's house, and Marcelino is angry. He doesn't want to talk about it anymore. He's over it. And Brittany calls him childish for not wanting to have the conversation and going on about his business. I personally think that all of you going over to Robert's house, drunk as you were, was a little childish as well. And Marcelino has to share some of that responsibility. You knew better than take her over there. You could have gone home. You did not have to go over to Robert's house. You know, she jumps in the pool with all of her clothes.
I'm mad at you, Brittany. I'm not mad. What I am is scared. You flipping off on the deep end like that over some punk coward that ain't gonna come out and ain't gonna give you what you want.
Maybe I didn't handle it correctly. But you're talking about everything piled up on top of each other. Yeah, one, me feeling like a punk. One, like, another, me feeling like I betrayed your trust.
You know that, but you're my #1 concern. At the end of the day, Brittany, I love you. You changed my life, and I don't want to lose you.
Now listen, I understand it. I understand from both sides. I really do. But you cannot risk going to jail. You guys have a good life now. You have a beautiful home. You've got these beautiful children. You're living your life. You do not need to risk it by going over there, trying to break into this man's house and threatening him. It's not the way to go. And currently, Brittany are allegedly in court suing Robert for this $8,000, which is what the police told them earlier in the day before they got drunk, and what they said again. This is a civil matter. You guys have to let the courts handle it and move forward. You're law-abiding citizens now. Do I understand wanting to whoop Robert to the ground? Absolutely. But you can't. Brittany and Ray. So Brittany decides that they need to go to a fertility doctor. And I'm thinking again, oh my gosh, Brittany, I don't know if Ray is ready. I don't know if they are ready. But they go to this fertility doctor.
About 13 years ago, I had an ectopic pregnancy.
Did they have to remove the tube or anything?
Yes.
Okay.
I became pregnant with my boyfriend. When I went for a ultrasound, they saw that I had an ectopic pregnancy that actually resulted in me having an emergency life-saving surgery.
My heart goes out to her. Somebody really important in my life also had an ectopic pregnancy. I am so sorry for what she went through. Thousands upon thousands of women have gone through this, and it's traumatic. It's scary. It's emotional. It is traumatizing. And it's something that devastates these women. And I am so sorry that she had to go through this. And I understand her not wanting to talk about it or think about it. Ray says that he is completely surprised by it and he's upset that she hadn't told him. But this is really emotional and a little bit scary. But I do think that when you're in a relationship and you're talking about starting a family, this is one of those things that you need to tell the person. It's a lot that they're going to need to go through. You know, there's going to be all kinds of tests and examinations, and, you know, it's a process that they're going to have to go through and take it easy and take it slow, but fast at the same time, because she says that she's 33 and, you know, her biological clock is ticking. Ray does make the comment that he would be really hurt if Brittany cannot have a baby. So I'm concerned because Ray is throwing different signs. Sometimes he's acting as if that's the furthest thing from his mind, but then sometimes he acts as if he's ready for this. He wants to move forward. I don't know. You know, when you watch the previews, it seems that Ray is not on the up and up. And he makes this comment that she was hiding this from him. But I'm thinking, Ray, what are you hiding from her? I'm interested to see what happens with Ray and Brittany. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. You guys get down in the comments and let me know. What did you think of this episode? And until next time, bye.